Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition, and Bitcoin went a little bit down, mostly sideways over the weekend since we spoke last on Friday. It's down about 10% in the last 10 or 11 days. There's been various headlines. The most recent is the Binance USD stablecoin being sued by the powers that be in New York. We've also got the CPI data coming out tomorrow, so concerns about inflation might be pushing all the at-risk markets down, though Bitcoin and some of the altcoins did trend up a little bit later in the day today. So let's check out the chart. Okay, folks should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Got it, CJ.
All right. Usually Craig chimes in, but he's not with us yet. So yeah, this is what I was talking about from February 2nd to today. We're down about 10%. For the reasons I just described. There were other things that went on last week as well that brought the market down. Just enough mischief to bring it down that much, but not so much to tank it. So it's just one of those sort of ranging times. As you can see from the range I've got going since June, I believe. Yeah. We are towards the top, trending back down towards the middle of that range. And I'd really like to see us break through, but we're probably days, weeks away from that. So any questions, comments about about Bitcoin overall? Or the market in general? Okay. Ethereum. Day chart right in the middle of my range, which is roughly between 1,000 and 2,000, sitting here at 1,500. It did dip below. I've been holding that, through multiple touches in February and January. It did break through earlier today, but it looks like it's going to hold now, at least in the short term. So Bitcoin at 1,500. I mean, Ethereum at 1,500. Bitcoin holding it around above 21.5. I was thinking, I don't know if 21's going to hold. We still have Terry on board. You out there? You could plug your newsletter and your range opinions if you want.
Yeah, I am here.
All right.
I don't remember what I'd have to go and look at a chart to figure out what I said.
Okay.
I don't like keep right off the top of my head. What are we talking about? Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
just the range.
Yeah.
I recall reading your Sunday. I didn't get to it till this morning, but
Yeah.
you were
It was
looking
like 20K to 24 was like the large range, but I don't think we're getting over like 23, like probably anywhere from 20 to 23K.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think we're going to hit 24 again, probably till later in the month, if we're lucky. So anybody else out there want to contribute opinions on the matter? Okay, we're all shy. All right, then let's go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some day trades. Okay, I'm on the Altcoin Alert window. Got the radar option clicked on. I'm going to sort by the AA score, which is my usually my first sort of the day. And I'm looking for something that I have a little experience with usually. Sometimes I'll look for new things based on this sort, but this morning I was looking at a couple of things. I set alerts on Magic, CRV, and What else? There was one other one I had. Yeah, Chili's, CHZ. So, but those have changed a little bit. Plus one of those was a iCoinPro suggestion. We'll get over there a little bit later, but I don't really see any. Nano is not something I care to trade usually. I don't see, I'm looking for values of 80 or over. I don't see any at the moment. I'll look in the high 70s too sometimes. I kind of like Quant. We did look at FXS last week.
Have you had a look at Doge? It's that time of the month.
I know. I was gonna wait till you were here, Craig. But
I was thinking of you earlier, Craig. I actually looked at it myself today, and it's gone up a little bit since 10 a.m.
all right. For those of you who don't know, Craig, why don't you go ahead and explain your Doge theory?
Well, it was about November, December last year. I noticed that Doge pumped almost the same day every month, which was around the 13th, 14th.
It's 2021 though, right? You said last year. I think we've been doing this since 2021.
Oh, was it it might have been the year before.
Yeah, because last year was just,
Yeah.
3 or 4 months ago. And this has been an alert on my calendar for over a year.
Okay. Well, the year before.
Yeah.
And then I went back and looked back to about September, October, and saw that every time on the well, for me it's the 14th, for you guys it's the 13th, that there was a pump in Doge, and it was usually just a quick up and back down again over a day or two, and it's been fairly consistent like that ever since. Not every month, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. I think you've followed it a bit closer than I have, haven't you, CJ?
Yeah, I just put a calendar item on it, Craig's Doge trade, and so when it pops up, I'll look at the chart and I'll put an alert on it where I think I'd want to get in, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I had a good trade on it last month. I just got in just before this started, and we'll see. I'm down a little bit, but anyway, we'll see what happens. So that was essentially based on Craig's review of Doge in 2021. We'll see if the trend keeps up. I think when I have traded it, I've won more than I've lost. So anyway, well, thank you for chiming in on that. Appreciate it. And let's see what we have here on Altcoin Alert in the high 70s. Let's look at TRB. I thought I had that on my list. I don't. Okay, there we go. On the 5-minute chart, towards the top of the Bollinger Band. Bollinger Bands are about 3% apart. A little squeezy. Here's a good looking dip sequence. If I see something like this, I'm more inclined to want to get in. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That would have been a really good entry right about there. See the dip pattern, and then it starts to come back up, to the SMA line, 5%. You'd still probably be in that trade though. If you're a little less ambitious, you could have gotten out with 4%. But we don't have that situation at the moment. Just wanted to show you guys a good 1, 2, 3 dip setup when it happens. So on the 5-minute chart, I'm seeing support right around here between about 1490 and 1470. So this could be a decent price alert area in the short term, right around 1490, 1495. And that's really easy to do. Right click, add an alert, 1490. And I like to put my information source here. That's going to be an AA sort. and you're good to go. But I prefer alerts on the 15-minute chart using the indicators that I like. I've got some that are contrarian, like divergence, some that are trend-based. I've been using the super trend lately. And I also like the stochastic RSI towards the top and the bottom of those ranges. So let's look at each one of those scenarios and see what we can find. So super trend is the easiest one. Clicking that on, I did make an adjustment in the settings. ATR period, I dropped down to 5 from 10. So you can play around with that if you want. Alerts are also easy to set on this. Right click, add an alert on super trend. If I'm going to be able to trade most of the day, I'll go with usually this option, direction change. If I feel strongly that it's going to go one direction or the other, I'll choose that direction. So you can go with buy or with sell. And then once per bar close, that'll keep it on. Throughout the day, it'll also prevent repainting. That's when the indicator shows a purchase and then it goes away because the candle changes before it closes. And again, that's going to be AA score, and you're good to go. So that's the super trend option. I also like divergence. Divergence is simply disagreement between the candle action and the indicators. And I use this divergence for many indicators version 4, but that does repaint. So I back it up with this non-repaint version. I have both of them on my chart, but the non-repaint isn't as alert friendly. So I usually put my alerts on this one here. Let's see, these bearish ones did not so well. That one, yeah, it would have gone against you for a while before it came back down. The bullish ones did better. 3% move there, we like that. 3.5 there. And 2.8 there. So bullish divergence has done pretty well. And to use one of those alerts, right click here, add divergence. And this is a reference to repainting here, this caution. Choose the direction you want to go, positive, once per bar close, and AA score. Okay. So that's one you can use. And finally, the stochastic RSI. I like to catch it when it's coming down and then coming back up. I forgot to go over something with super trend. The super trend, since it's trend based, I'm looking for a couple. I have these indicators down here, stochastic and TDFI for confirmation. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but feel a little bit better about going into a trade if these other indicators are showing positive movement as well. Okay, back to stochastic RSI. Each one of these, actually I was going to draw a line here to better show what I'm looking at. So I've got a vertical line. So where this crosses down below the 20 value and crosses back up, that's where I want to look to get in. That's where I set my alert. So as you can see, that crossed right about here. And then it went back up, 2.4%. If you stay in longer, get about 5%. Got another cross right about here, which would have been a better entry. You can see that one here. This one didn't quite make it. So another entry right over here. And that's a nice move. So this one's looking pretty good. This one here would have been kind of a wild ride drop. Probably get in right about here. Drops 3%, shoots up 1.4, but you'd still be in that trade most likely. Maybe you set your, if you're using stop losses, you probably get stopped out on this one. If you're using ladder buys, then or some combination, good ladder buy purchase down here on this second go around. And you'd break even on your first position and be in profit on your second one. Okay, and a long alert on the stochastic RSI is like this, crossing up. The K line is the blue line on the stochastic RSI. Your value is going to be 20 once per bar close, and again, AA score. So 4 options on the indicators, 1 price alert. Choose the one you like the best, or I usually look at them all and see which one I think is going to most likely trigger based on recent past results, and go from there. Any questions on TRB? Okay, let's look at a couple others before we head over to iCoinPro. All right, so that was the AA score sort. The other one I like is the long-term sentiment. And the sentiment score is the Twitter data, what people are talking about online. And I like to match that up with the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator. So you can hover over these question marks and see what they do. But when I see something like this, bullish on long-term sentiment, bullish on Elder Impulse, it's something I want to look at closer. And it's chain link, just something I trade with some frequency. So let's go ahead and look at link. Okay, on the 5-minute chart, again, top of the Bollinger Band. Rather see something like this or like this. For an immediate entry, we don't have that, so I think we're going to see this set up in others that we look at today, but we've got some short-term support here around 650, 645. So that could be a good place for a price alert. But I prefer indicators on the 15-minute chart. So let's take a quick look at supertrend. Been pretty choppy. These have gone up less than 1%. Yeah, doesn't look that good. This sell did well, but I think everything fell about this time. Yeah, that's from yesterday afternoon. Just had a buy trigger. I had a couple of my other alerts go off a little while ago. So we'll see if we get a bigger move up or if it's more chop like this. Okay, on divergence. Bullish divergence. Not bad, 1.7 on that one. 1.5. Again, that's assuming you get at the very top. You have to, I like to look at resistance on longs to determine where I'm going to get out. I also use the Altcoin Alert guide of 3% in the next 48 to 72 hours if I don't see necessarily what I'm looking for on the charts. So I try to incorporate that as well. Could be a decent option. for an alert on divergence. And let's look at the RSI stochastic. Got a cross here. Did okay. 1.4. Another cross here. About the same. That one here went up briefly and then kind of cratered. So yeah, that happened here and here as well. And this one here, probably the best entry of them all. So yeah, I think the other TRB looks like a better option than this one. But yeah, if you like Link, just know that it's not going to move. The blue chip alts don't move as much as some of the smaller volume ones do. So keep that in mind. Any questions on Link? Let's do one more on Altcoin Alert, and we'll head over. Okay, so that's the long-term sentiment sort. 1 hour projected range I've looked at a couple times. Yeah, these numbers aren't very good. Less than 1% for most of them. 24-hour change is one I look at from time to time. Yeah, this is one. Curve and Maker are ones that caught my attention. Yeah, let's look at Curve. I traded this one last week and had a pretty good result. Okay. Again, top of the Bollinger Band. 3.4%, not bad. So there's some room to move. For a price alert, it's a pretty good support here, right at about $1. Between say $1.98 could be a good place to get in. On the 15-minute. Supertrend. That buy did okay, that sell did well. Yeah, this buy not so much. Sell's not bad. Wow, this was violent. I think I might, yeah, I might snag this one. Add alert on supertrend. I'm gonna go with direction change. Once per bar close. That was my AA 24-hour change sort. And I'm good to go on that one. Now, sometimes I will put multiple alerts on different indicators for confluence as well. Like I might want to have a divergence and then a super trend to confirm that. And again, I talked about this before, I'm not married to the super trend. There's lots of trend-based indicators on TradingView. You know, as you see, I've used a lot of them, you know, half trend, alpha trend, shaft trend cycle. These are all ones I've used before. But I've been liking the super trend with the adjustment on the ATR. Okay, on divergence, some decent bullish moves. 3.2 there. 2.5 for a drop. And a nice move there. The bearish, not as good. Well, 4% is pretty good. Yeah, so leaning towards the super trend over divergence on this one. And then on RSI, That's a pretty good bullish move on that one. There's another one, went straight for a while, then up, not bad. About the same. A little bit better entry there. Sideways and then down, you probably get stopped out or use a ladder buy here. Pretty good entry here. And the best one is, yeah, right about here. Really nice move there. So RSI would be a pretty good option here too, I think. Okay, any questions on CRV or anything we've looked at on Altcoin Alert? Very well, let's go over to iCoinPro. Take a quick look at the fear and greed index. And 50, can't get more neutral than that. So iCoinPro is the home of the 1, 2, 3 dip training that you know, most that I've seen and most of you guys have as well. This is a very conservative day trading approach, and they've got a couple sources I like to use to find trades. One is the RSI Spy, the other is the Buddy Coin Crawler. Refresh my sort here. And on the 1 hour RSI, I'm looking for values 30 or below. Those are usually considered oversold, but we don't have any of those right now. We had a bunch of these this morning. I was looking at Dusk, BNB. I think I put an alert on Dusk. But again, these values now are, we're kind of too late. If we're seeing values of 40 and higher, then they've recovered from their dips. So I can sort it, click it again and sort the opposite way. Look for coins to sort. I'm looking for 70 and higher, but we don't have any of those either. So the other one I like to look at is the Buddy Coin Crawler. Sounds kind of goofy, but Buddy Coins is their jargon for, you know, choosing 3 or 4 coins that you follow throughout the day, and those are your buddy coins. So if I sort by the average low to the SMA, that's the 24-hour low compared to, or yeah, that value, and then up to the SMA line, which is that kind of pink red line you see between the Bollinger Bands on my charts. 4 to 5% or higher is what I'm usually looking at. Got a few of those here. A lot of these are coins I've never heard of or traded very much. I do like IMX. I've traded that one recently. Volume's pretty good. These are Binance values. I mean, none of us probably trade on Binance, but usually if it's got pretty good numbers on Binance, it does as well on Coinbase Pro or KuCoin if you're spot trading, or Bybit, some of the others if you're using leverage. May want to look at this hook protocol though. That's got, I think this was just listed on Bybit. It's got some good volume. Yeah, I'll throw a little curveball and look at that one. And then from that drop-down menu, it'll take you to the 5-minute chart of the last layout you were looking at. Okay, again, we've seen this throughout. You've had a little bit of a recovery this afternoon. So on the 5-minute chart, most of the candles are towards the top of the Bollinger Band. About 4%, so there's some room to move. Again, I'd rather get in right around, you know, something like this. Okay, on the 5-minute chart for, you know, retraces or dips, looks like 224 area, 225. Yeah, I'd say between 223 and 225 would be a good place to put a price alert. On the 15-minute chart, indicators, supertrend. Decent move there. That one was junk. This one eventually worked out. Yeah, about 4%. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad as far as longs. Now, if you're looking for something just, I don't know if you can trade this on leverage, maybe. Okay, on divergence. Yeah, none of these did that well on the long side. Well, 3.6% is pretty good for a big drop. Yeah, so these entries actually look pretty good. Divergence. Positive. I'll probably look at this later. This is Buddy Coin Crawler. Once per bar close, positive divergence, and I'm going to keep that one. Okay. And then stochastic. Let's look at some of these crossovers. This one bounced around a bit, but eventually it was profitable. Yeah, actually 11 hours, 6%, love that. So see, this is the kind of coin that's moving way more than Link that we looked at a couple charts ago. Here's another time where it crossed over. Went down first and then back up quite a bit. Pretty good entry. This one's better, obviously. And this one here went against us at first. So you're either stopped out or you're ladder buying here. Probably here. Maybe again down here. Another entry, it's better. And that one's really good. So RSI looks pretty good too. Right. Any questions on Hook? Okay, let's look at one more on iCoinPro, then we'll wrap this up. What was the other one I was looking at? IMX on here. Okay, on the 5. 3% between the Bollingers. Some support down here on the 5-minute chart, right around 94 cents. Could be a good place to get in, or at least place an alert. And you don't just jump in because your alert goes off. You need to reevaluate. You could set an alert at 94 cents. You might be, say, the second dip on a 1, 2, 3 dip. So you want to wait for that third one. Okay, super trend on the, well, let's get over the 15-minute chart. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like the buy just went off. We had some confluence there, but then it just dropped and came back up a little bit. We'll see. It's kind of going sideways at the moment. The sell did really well. And this buy did really well. And these guys, not so much. Got caught in some chop here. On divergence. Yeah, none of these bullish ones did very well. Well, maybe. 2.5% is not bad. Less than 1% on that one. Yeah, the bearish ones did better. And then stochastic, RSI. That one did well. Let's see, had a nice move. Yeah, really good one. Not so good on that one. Yeah, they look like they're recoveries, but they're caught in a downtrend. So none of these look very good. Yeah, well, maybe this one here. Yeah, it's up about 2.5. Yeah, a little over 2%. Not bad, but not great. But then again, if you pile up enough 1-2% wins, you can grow your balance pretty quickly. Okay, any questions on IMX or iCoinPro? Or day trading overall? All right, well, we're at about 40 minutes. That's where I usually like to wrap things up on the Monday night Zoom. So if you're watching on the recording, thanks for doing that. Please check out the opportunities described in the pinned comment. And hopefully we'll see you live on Friday or next Monday. If you're in Carbon, please stick around for the next Zoom. We talk about all things Carbon. If you're not in Carbon, you're like, what is that? You can hang around, or if you don't care, you can check out if you want, and we'll see you next time. See you guys soon.